Hi everyone, Kelly here, just wanting to give you another update about what's been happening in Parliament this week. This week, Dignity Party has again been tackling some really important issues that really affect our community. We've been asking questions about what will happen to the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Service, particularly the Enfield campus, which we have heard is flagged for closure. It's a really important campus that is offering some really vital services to children and young people experiencing mental illness, and many people who've written to me who use those services have told me that they cannot afford to lose them, and it would have a big impact on their children and their families. So we will continue to lobby for the Enfield campus to remain open and functional. We're also very concerned that there is a move away from speech pathologist services under the Child and Mental Health Service restructure. We're very concerned about this because many of these speech pathologists are specialists in mental health, and they understand the specific intersections between speech difficulty and mental illness. So it's really important that we keep those specialist pathologists in place, employed, to make sure that those young people can get help to get over their speech and language issues that they may be facing. We know that mental illness itself is enough of a barrier to participation in society, so it's really important that these young people are given communication tools to assert themselves and to develop those skills far into their adult lives. We've also been asking questions about the National Disability Insurance Scheme, NDIS, and how it will intersect with people who are currently incarcerated, because of course there are many people. There are currently 3,000 South Australians currently in prison as I'm speaking to you, and we know that a large proportion of those have either a diagnosed or undiagnosed disability, whether it's a mental health issue, whether it's an acquired brain injury, an intellectual disability, or even a physical disability. We know that for lots of reasons, many people with disabilities end up incarcerated. So it's really important that we provide information to prisoners who are due to leave prison very soon about the National Disability Insurance Scheme. Of course, they can't receive those services while they're in prison, but it's really important that they know how to assert those rights once they have served their time and their sentence is over, because we certainly don't want to repeat the cycle of people not having services, being socially isolated, and therefore potentially getting into the same cycle that saw them in prison in the first place. So we need a clear response, a comprehensive response from the government, the Minister for Disability, the Minister for Correctional Services, and the National Disability Insurance Agency working together about exactly how prisoners who are soon due to leave prison will be provided with that information and know how to access the NDIS if they're going to be eligible. So we'll keep you updated with that issue, and we're really disappointed that as yet there doesn't seem to be a very comprehensive plan on the government's part, so we'll keep lobbying on that. This week I also had the pleasure of meeting with Anthony Green, who's a well-known electoral specialist, electoral guru, who will be known to many of you watching this video, I'm sure. And he gave us a briefing here in Parliament about different electoral models and how they advantage or disadvantage voters, and how they advantage or disadvantage particular minor parties like the Dignity Party, smaller parties who want to get in there and have a voice to be part of democracy. And whatever reform we end up with, because Minister Rao has put forward a number of proposals over the years, but whichever reform we end up with, it's really important that it is the most easily understandable to the voter, that it's not overly complex, that they don't get confused filling out the ballot paper, and of course that we don't intentionally lock us out of democracy by making unnecessary barriers to participation in democracy for some of those smaller parties like the Dignity Party. And that's exactly why the Dignity Party, together with other parties, continues to stand against the ludicrous $3,000 deposit, which has recently been increased from $450 to $3,000 per candidate per election. This is really something that I think is a great detriment to democracy, and something that we will continue to fight, because it doesn't matter who you are, you should at least be able to have your chance to register, to run for Parliament, and to have your voice heard. So we'll continue to lobby on that issue as well, and as always, I look forward to keeping you updated as those issues and many more progress. But for the time being, Have a safe and happy Easter, and I will speak to you very soon. Thank you.